there's a lot of content out there, and some of it, I'm sure the intent of it is disingenuous or ignorant, or is both in some cases. But a lot of content creators, especially the influencer likes pushing this narrative that the dupes out there, the inspired versions of fragrances, are actually Middle Eastern fragrances, and putting out top 10 reviews calling them that. Now, are there anything wrong with owning these or liking these? No, they make for really great, collector's items, and they make for really great value propositions, especially if you know what to buy. I have a few of them as well. But I just want to address what the differences are, and maybe provide a bit of a hot take on what Middle Eastern fragrances actually are, in my view. Now, Middle Eastern fragrances, they outdate these dupes that have come out in the last, I don't know, few decades or so by many decades. In some cases more than a century. Like Abu Sa'd al-Qurashi has been doing this for many decades, and in a lot of cases it's in many cases it's about formulas and distillation techniques that have been passed down through families over tens of years, in some cases more than a century, like Abu Sa'd al-Qurashi. And when you talk about Middle Eastern perfumery, these are like original scent profiles that are using ingredients that are native to, well, at least they're recognizable to the Middle East. A good example of that is this, right? This is from the illustrious house of Dar al-Tib, or Dar al-Tib, very not known to a lot of the folks in the West, but amazing perfumery. This one specifically is Shahla, and has a flowery, slightly dark, perhaps oudi opening, and it dries down to the patchouli and flowery sort of dry down. And when I say flowery, it's not feminine at all. This is actually one of my favorite perfumes, but that's not the point of this video. The point is, this is original. It's a Khaliji Middle Eastern scent profile. It's original. It this is what you could call a Middle Eastern perfume. Now, are there houses that are exclusively, what you can call exclusively Middle Eastern perfumery, that don't do dupes? Yes. I would say, from my experience, from all the bottles I've had from Dar al-Tib, this is one of them, right? Now, the complication is that some of these houses are actually based in the Middle East, right? And hence they get called Middle Eastern perfumery. These are inspired perfume houses, schmoop houses, whatever you want to call them. Just because some of them may be shipping their stuff from the Middle East doesn't make them Middle Eastern perfumery. Just gives them a location, right? And there are great houses that are not, that construct, really great Arabian perfumes that are not in the Middle East as well. Some of the great Arabian perfumes in my collection, Ajmal, well, some of them are made in the UAE, but some of them are made in India, right? India, and those are, in my view, Middle Eastern perfumeries as well, like Ajmal, Zikhallab, and Ru'ya, and the other, mid-tier, if you will, price-wise, of course, mid-tier Ajmal perfumes. Now, the confusion comes when there are Middle Eastern houses, quote-unquote Middle Eastern houses, that are based in the Middle East, that have been operating out of the Middle East, that also dabble in making inspired fragrances as well as originals. Now, a good example of this is the house of Ibrahim al-Qurashi, or Ibrak for short. Now, they do some really amazing original fragrances, this being one of my favorite from the house, which is Blue Oud, an inky dark blue, well, not blue, but an inky dark oud based perfume, which is an original, right? Which is an original, and this is black incense from the same house, but this isn't an original. From what I can tell, this is a schmoop of Leighton from PDM, or Leighton exclusive rather, right? But a beast mode version of that in terms of performance, and even the type of sprayer, as you can see there, and in the longevity and just the quality of ingredients, just a really great schmoop of it, and not priced as a schmoop either. It's quite expensive because of the quality of it. So I can see the confusion out there, because there is not a very clear distinction between, let's say, all niche Middle Eastern houses like creating only original creations. There are houses like Ibrahim Al Qurashi doing both as well. I can see the confusion, but we shouldn't be calling the schmoops Middle Eastern perfumery because it's quite honestly a travesty. Even though I respect them and I like what they bring for the most part and give folks options, and I own some of these too, shouldn't be confusing these. They're not the same.